Greetings, my friend. Eduardo Vasconcelos is my name. A physician with more than 30 years of experience, specializing in men's health after 60, is speaking to you. And I have an important, sincere, and direct question. Have your morning erections, which used to be a common occurrence, become something that happens less and less? Do you feel your sexual desire gradually fading, as if your energy and confidence are melting away with it? If the answer is yes, don't allow yourself to think it's natural for your age, because it is not. Scientific studies have already proven this. A Mayo Clinic study showed that the loss of spontaneous nighttime and morning erections is a direct sign of circulatory and nervous system problems. In this case, the disappearance of erections is not just a lack of desire, but a signal to seek medical attention. Today, I want you to listen closely, because everything can change dramatically starting with how you spend the time before sleep. It may seem like a simple claim, but it carries tremendous power. If you don't give this matter proper attention, your body will gradually drift away from your true masculine potential, regardless of your age. These problems arise from subtle habits most men carry out without realizing it, habits that slowly drain their strength, desire, and potency. So listen to the end, because I will reveal the secret behind this phenomenon. Most importantly, I will show you what you can do right now to reverse the trend. And before we continue, tell me in the comments how old you are and which country you're listening from. I want to know who has joined this journey. Together, we'll take care of your health and potency, relying on scientific knowledge and respectful attention to your condition. Let's begin with the first part. What happens to your body during sleep? After you recognize the importance of preparing for sleep, let's understand what happens while you sleep, because that's when your body can weaken gradually without you noticing. In the deepest stage of sleep, called REM, your body initiates important restorative processes. One of them is the natural production of spontaneous erections during sleep, even if you're not having sexual activity. Yes, this happens 3 to 5 times a night, completely involuntary and not by accident. Your body does this as a kind of internal exercise to maintain the health of penile tissues, providing them with oxygen, blood flow, and sensitivity. These nocturnal erections are a signal that everything is functioning normally. Without noticing how it happens, many men risk facing increasing danger. Gradually, blood flow declines, the elasticity of the corpora cavernosa worsens, and the tissue atrophies. As a result, persistent erectile dysfunction may develop, even if there were no obvious symptoms at the start. A study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that the absence of nocturnal erections is one of the earliest warning signs of vascular problems in older men. In other words, your penis is like a silent thermometer of your health, and it starts sending alarm signals long before other symptoms appear. Therefore, my friend, what happens during sleep is far more important than it seems. If you don't rest well, if you don't enter REM sleep, or if you block this process with harmful habits, your body switches off core functions without warning. By the time you notice, you no longer wake with the firmness you once had. But don't worry. Fortunately, this can be fixed. In the next section, I'll tell you what to do before bed to protect and even restore natural potency. First, though, share in the comments. Do you wake up with morning erections? How often? Write often, rarely, or never. This will help me build a more accurate picture of your health and that of many other men reading this now. Next, we'll move on to actions that help preserve potency. Understanding how your body changes during sleep is the first step toward action. And that step begins with your evening routine. There's no point going to bed early if your habits prevent full recovery. So let me offer several tips you can implement tonight to protect and possibly even restore your potency. Start with the most important. Get at least 7 hours of sleep every night. Men who sleep less than 6 hours show a 30% reduction in testosterone. According to a study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, without testosterone, there is no desire, no energy, and certainly no firm erections. Second, drink a glass of warm water or a natural infusion before bed. Dehydration thickens the blood, impairs circulation, and can cause microdamage to erectile tissues. Ginger tea, cinnamon tea, or a homemade lemon drink are excellent. Third, do a simple, powerful breathing exercise. Inhale through your nose to a count of 4. Hold for another 4 seconds. Then exhale slowly through your mouth to a count of 6. Repeat this cycle 5 times. This technique stimulates the body's recovery processes and improves blood flow to the intimate area. Fourth rule, an hour before sleep, turn off all electronic devices, phone, TV, tablet. They emit blue light that interferes with melatonin production, the hormone responsible for deep sleep. Without enough melatonin, you don't enter REM, leading to the cessation of nocturnal erections. Fifth rule, eliminate sweets and alcohol in the evening. They may seem harmless, but they reduce nitric oxide production, the key molecule for erections, and they also cause inflammation and hormonal imbalance. At night, your body needs to rest, not digest. And finally, don't go to bed right after eating. Leave at least a 3-hour gap between dinner and sleep. That way your body can focus on recovery instead of being preoccupied with digestion. See how simple these actions are? Yet consistent practice helps preserve what many men consider lost forever: natural masculinity, strength, and a sense of fullness of life. Part 3. 3 morning exercises to restore blood flow to the penis. Now that you're familiar with the evening recommendations, let me introduce a morning routine for the first 5 minutes of your day. How you start your day after waking can profoundly affect how it unfolds, whether it's filled with energy and confidence or turns into a sluggish day without desire and with weak erections. It's important to understand that proper function of your penis requires not only sexual, but also physical, muscular, and vascular stimulus. Circulation is the key to everything. Without blood flow, there is no firmness, and without firmness, there is no potency. That's why I strongly recommend that all my patients over 60 perform these 3 exercises every day in the exact sequence I'm about to explain. The first exercise is marching in place with pelvic pumping. Stand straight, arms down, and start bending your legs as if marching in place. Raise your knees alternately, as if trying to touch your belly. Continue for 1 minute without stopping. This simple exercise improves circulation in the lower body, stimulates the lower abdominal muscles, and directs blood to the intimate area. It's one of the most effective ways to awaken male potency in the morning without medication, using only your own resources. The second method is nitric oxide breathing, a natural way to dilate blood vessels. Sit upright, or, if more comfortable, lie in bed. Inhale deeply through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Then exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 seconds. Rest for 2 seconds and repeat this cycle 6 times. This rhythm stimulates nitric oxide production, the molecule responsible for dilating penile vessels and increasing blood flow. It also helps reduce sexual anxiety and improves performance in intimate moments. The third exercise is contracting the PC muscle, the control center. Now focus on the most important muscle for your sexual life, the pubococcygeus PC muscle. Imagine it as the muscle you'd engage to stop the flow of urine. Focus on it, contract for 3 seconds, then relax. Repeat 10 times. This exercise strengthens control over erection and ejaculation, increases firmness, and provides protective benefits for the prostate. You can do it in any position, standing, sitting, or even lying down, for example, right after waking. It can be done discreetly, even in the shower or while brushing your teeth. Part 4. 3 hidden mistakes that fatally affect your erections. Pay attention, because this is where many men run into trouble, even if they follow all the recommendations. Do you sleep well? Exercise in the morning, watch your diet, yet still feel drained, with reduced firmness, desire, and productivity? If so, you're likely making 1, 2, or even all 3 mistakes I'm about to reveal. Let's start with the most common and most overlooked, one that undermines everything, beginning with your mental state. Many mistakenly believe that sexual desire fades with age. Strangely enough, this view is widespread. I'm over 60 myself, and I often hear, "I'm too old for that." Without a partner, why think about it? That's for the young. But even silent acceptance of this idea can kill desire from within. Your body still produces testosterone, responds to arousal, experiences desire. But if you convince yourself otherwise, your body will comply with that belief. It's like switching off a light that's still shining just because you think it's unnecessary. What to do? Talk about it. Don't be afraid to raise the topic. Connect with your body even without a partner present. Practice mindful touch, massage, self-care. Be gentle with yourself. Don't stop living with passion just because there's no obvious reason to express it. Sometimes all that's missing is courage. The second danger is sitting in stillness. This is one of the most destructive enemies of male circulation. After 60, many men spend a large portion of their time in static positions, in front of the TV, in the car, on the couch, at the table, in bed. This passive lifestyle harms the pelvic area, disrupts circulation, and leads to atrophy of the vessels supplying the penis. Even with proper nutrition and sufficient sleep, this physical blockade can quietly reduce erection quality. What to do? A simple measure. Every 30 to 45 minutes, get up, take a short walk, do light squats, stretch, take deep breaths. If possible, use an ergonomic chair that doesn't press on the perineal area. Movement is circulation, and without circulation, there is no erection. Third, using alcohol as a nighttime sedative. Just a glass of wine, just to sleep better. That's how it starts. Alcohol may make you fall asleep faster, but it blocks REM, the phase where spontaneous erections and testosterone production occur. Beyond that, alcohol reduces penile sensitivity, disrupts the nervous system, and lowers blood flow. It also creates a habit of a switched-off state devoid of desire and potency. Instead, opt for calming nighttime infusions, such as ginger tea with turmeric, warm water with lemon, or gentle herbs like chamomile or mulangu. Your body will thank you, and so will your erections. Sharing is an act of courage. If this material touched you, if you found something meaningful that stirred emotions or memories, don't keep it to yourself. Keeping such revelations inside is like watching a friend drown and not throwing him a lifebuoy. You know how these topics remain shrouded in silence, shame, and taboo. Yet the reality is that millions of men lose their potency, happiness, and even relationships due to a lack of proper help and support. The saddest part is that many could change their lives if they only knew the first step to take. So, with deep respect and without extra words, I ask you to share this video with at least one man worthy of your respect. Let it be a loved one, a colleague, or someone who might never admit he needs help but will certainly appreciate that you cared. Like this video as well, because it prompts the platform to deliver this content to more people. The more men we reach, the more dignity we restore. This isn't vanity. This is health. This is life. Thank you for being here.